Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here from the Hermitcraft server with me, the GOAT, your doctor. Hi. How's it going, guys? I hope you had a great Easter celebration. I enjoyed it a lot. You know, if you have a small child, all these holidays become epic. It was the best thing ever to run around with Docky in the garden, hide eggs, and yes, see them being super excited, find them. I loved it. Was some good family time, and yeah, that's also needed. You cannot, hang out in your Minecraft world 24/7 and grind away. We gotta recharge, and yeah, family time is best thing, or the best way to do that, of course. And yeah. As usual, here we are at the beginning of the episode. You know what's coming. Exactly. Babamo! The epic fan art of the week by Felly JW over on the Twitters. Make sure to, click on the link I provide, go there and, tell them how amazing of an artist they are, because they are. Look at that. That is an amazing art piece, and there you can see, if you look at the details, it's me playing chess, right, thinking, and actually the chess piece we're moving is Impulse, and we're sending them checkmate. So that's a reference to the epic TCG match we had with Impulse. And there you see it, how it works with the fan art. Obviously, to produce amazing art like that, it takes some time. And, we played this match like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, today we can appreciate this amazing fan art of it. And yeah, I just love it to bits. I look so cool. Look how cool I look. So thank you, Felly. We had fan art of Felly before this season, so yeah. There's some talented people. I try to mix it up, and yeah, but some of you guys are just so incredibly good at what you do that, yeah, you cannot deny it. It's just amazing. So thank you so much, Felly. And yeah, before we start in today's episode, we gotta do lots of stuff. We gotta work with the cannon again. There needs to be some stuff done. We need to work on building our cool chains. I have a nice design worked out now. Worked on that with Jeromos again. Gonna hook that up, and we're gonna do some other stuff. Let's see what happens. We're on now, and we got to grind, we got to do things. But before we do that, I want to say thank you for the feedback and all the amazing love you guys shared on the last episode. It feels really good to read comments then, plenty of the ones on the last episode where you guys said, man, this was amazing and fascinating and cool and just fun. And yeah, I love to read that. It encourages me to keep on doing what we do, put the effort in. So yeah, I enjoy comments. I say that a lot, right? I like to read them, and I think one thing I really enjoy about Iso's Let's Play episode, he always had the comment of the week or the comment of the episode, where he picks out a certain comment and answers that at the end of the episode. And as I'm inspired by Iso and many things, that's pretty much the reason I'm doing this technical Minecraft, because many years ago, over 12 years ago, when I discovered the first ETHO video, I was hooked into this technical gameplay. And I think that's one thing he does really great. And yeah, we'll do that now. So today, first time at the end of the episode, I'm going to pick a comment of the last episode and answer that. So if you have any specific questions, doesn't have to be specifically related to the episode right now, feel free. Comment section is your place. And I would say let's get going today. I gathered some resources here, bunch of copper and some other stuff, and I wanted to install some chains down there at the TCG arena. Right? We had this lore that is this floating artifact, and we somehow need to keep it in place and chain it down. And that's what we're gonna do. Got some nice chain designs, and I say let's get going. Alright, nice. So as you can see, we opted for the chain design that is tied down to the floor, not reaching all the way over to the walls of the perimeter. And the idea now is, and yeah, that was what we gathered from the comments. Most people said, hey, this thing is an artifact and it levitates, so therefore it needs to be tied down, not be held up. And I guess that makes a lot of sense if you look at it from a, magic, lore, artifact perspective. So yeah, therefore we have the chains now in place, turn it down. And down here, there's a huge boulder, right, anchor point hooked up to the ground, and the chain is connected to that. And we will have, of course, two of them, one to the left and one to the right of it. And I think the color choice is also cool. The chain was relatively recently installed, I guess, and therefore it's not aged like to the max. The farm is a little bit older. This thing is super old. So yeah, it's attached, but still, paying attention to some details here at the touching points of the chain links. The oxidization is progressed a bit further already, and it's more green there because some water, gets stuck there when it rains and so on, and would get a bit more aging going on. And I think that makes sense. Gives the chain also a little bit of more substance and a bit of more depth, and I think it fits well with our lava we get going on, and just add a little bit of a different color aspect, not always the fully aged copper, the dark green. Alright, so now I guess we need another chain like that on the other side, and then I have to spruce it up a little bit, literally not with spruce leaves but oak leaves and azalea, because the growth spread down the chain also already a little bit, and then it should look pretty cool. So yeah, off to make the other side. Here, I opted to go through the roof here a little bit, but yeah, we'll see how that turns out. And then, when I'm done with that, it's feedback time. I have some questions. Alright, looking up here looks really, really cool. Lots of tension on these chains, right? And now we got the overgrowth. Let's fly towards it a little bit to get a view for Hermit flying in here. Okay, we're coming around, and yeah, nice. It's chained down. Clearly tries to fly up. So now, moss, right, growing on there too. Almost looks like it was submerged at some point. It looks like a huge anchor chain of a ship being docked somewhere and sitting for a while, and some algae and stuff grew. Yeah. So yeah, now comes the little question I got for you. Quite important to finalize the look of this whole thing, so it's not a little question. So Jeromus and I were fiddling around a bit. We were unsure. Do we need some sort of particle effects made from glass or something below the thing and around it a little bit to kind of symbolize it's kind of magical and trying to float up? Or it just float in here? Is that enough? Like, the thing is, we got the rib cage going on here, which is, I saw that comment as well, by the way, of course not anatomically correct. As I said, I was digging around for this Leviathan, and that's all the remains I found. A bunch of ribs, and then a part of the backbone here. Probably could be the tail, actually, if you look at the dimensions, right, of the whole thing. And then I just stitched it together to house the arena here. So those ribs obviously are not attached to the skull of a goat like that. But gotta address it. It was in the comments at some point. So anyways, the question is now, should we have some particle effects below here of some sort, swirling around the goat head or something? We tried around a bit with glass, but everything quickly looks quite busy. you know, there's a lot going on here already, right? So yeah, if you have an idea, feel free to comment about it, or you can also tweet it at me if you want to build it and send a picture or so, right? As long as Twitter is still alive, you never know what's gonna happen. With Rocket Man in charge now, every day is more crazy news. But yeah, we'll see. I love Twitter. I just don't want it to die. It's my favorite social media platform next to YouTube's. So yeah, as I said, lots of things going on here already. Not sure if it needs some additional effects or if this is already, you know, good enough. Like, it's clearly floating up and it's been held down by the chains like that. Let me know. Really one of those things I'm unsure about. So yeah, I think that finishes the chain part though, for sure. And now we need to look into functionality again. We still have this button here, right? We want to activate Anvil mode for TCG matches here. So I thought it would be good, let's say, if we have roughly every 3 minutes or something like that, an Anvil incoming and, you know, smashing down and randomly landing somewhere in the arena, being able to hit either players. That is the goal. Man, this all looks really cool by now. Looking down here in the perimeter during nighttime, you rarely do it. Look, the lighting elements right over there at the tower. Oh man, and I still need to clear the platform. Yeah. Looks cool, man, looking down here now. It's quite dark around the cannon though, still. But yeah, what we want to install here now is, you know, a chunk loading grid. Because, yeah, the thing needs to be loaded while no player is here and then be able to shoot, right? We should get away with about 2 portals here to load the whole cannon. So that is fine. And then I told you last episode, probably you forgot with all the confusing redstone we had going on, but here, this rail, if we trigger that, we trigger a randomizer here that will pick a random spot somewhere around the grid here. The cool thing about it is 2 shots in a row can never be the same spot. So we guarantee that because, you know, the randomizer that functions here with these observers being pushed up will remember the last randomized position and cannot get that position again with the next randomization. So, but the following shot, so the 3rd shot, could theoretically land exactly in the same spot, but chances are slim that will happen. So yeah, now we just need a wireless connection that sends a signal from all the way over there in the perimeter to here, turns on the chunk loading grid, probably we will run it all the time, and then just activates random mode for the cannon. So that's one bit we need to do, but first we need to do a small change to the cannon. We did some more testing and found there is a very, very minor chance it might blow up because some TNT gets misaligned here, or misaligned here. What happens is, you can see these slime rows here. People, or a lot of you asked for some more detailed explanation about things. I'll do it bit by bit here and there. But for example here, what happens is the TNT gets duped up here, falls down, and then the slime blocks move forward, these 3 rows or several rows here, and accelerate the TNT into a certain spot. And I think where it gets flung to is, let me quickly see, down into here, and then gets flung over there. But what can happen is when the TNT gets flung this way, it can get stuck here sometimes. So we need to build out a little bit further here and have some glass aligning walls to make sure this cannot happen. The same situation we have over there. Here also TNT gets flung from here into these slots, right? And then gets further processed. And so the trapdoors, and then gets further processed. So we need to make sure this cannot fail and eventually blow up the cannon. And yeah, we figured it out with some more testing, and that should make the cannon like almost unbreakable and can only break if you unload it or so. So yeah, with that said, I'd say I do the small improvements to the cannon. It's just a few glass blocks in there to make sure everything is aligned, and then we can start trying to transmit a wireless signal for a start from the arena over to the cannon. I created quite a bit of a chest monster here, by the way, when I was digging out the hole for the cannon. And yeah, just grabbing some of the stone here. That's nice cheap material, because we need to load that into the system to be able to send the signal over here. If you remember, when we were working with the arrow cannon, right, we used this setup of repeaters and a daylight sensor, and we could trigger it when shooting the target, and you know, then the arrow would get triggered over thousands of blocks. And we will use the same system pretty much here. And yeah, let's head over to the arena. I have installed that down here already now. Let's get in. It's quite simple, right? We had our button upstairs. We need to get to this chest. Can we reach? Yes. Okay, just filling items in there. So this is our dropper that spits out an item. And here we can see our standard repeater line, where we can encode the signal to be received with the receiver we're gonna build over at the arena. So yeah, and what it does, it needs to be updated and then dispense one item. And this time we just yeah, kill the items right away. We have a lava cauldron on top, and yeah, I'll just make sure I have enough in there, so yeah, it may never run dry. So let's see that in here. Okay, that'll do it. Get over here, fill that bad boy up. Okay, and the hopper. Yeah, okay, so, and you know, this is nothing to do with the randomization or anything. This is only to send a signal over and say start random anvil barrage, right? So, you know, it's just used to switch it on and off, and every time you switch on and off, 2 items get used. So I think, you know, this will last for a long time. Alright, let's get up here and actually try it out and see if our wiring does what it's supposed to do. Let's have a quick sleep. Alright. Then, yeah, the thing is though, the trigger only works during daytime. You can only switch to anvil mode during daytime. Right now, light is off. That means, you know, anvil mode is off. Okay, so I'm gonna aim for that button, and then we're just gonna use camera mod to go down there. And what we wanna see is a signal transferred to over here, and, you know, item being dispensed into the lava. So let's press. Yes. Yep. And the item actually fell out. It got elevated up. Maybe I need to encase that a little bit to make sure it burns up. Alright, alright. Good. And yeah, now anvil mode would be activated. We send a signal over, and now let's see if it works again. Switching off with our button there. Yes. And cool. Once again, the item just spits out. Yeah, I need to frame that in to make sure it stays inside and actually burns. We'll put some glass blocks around or so. But other than that, we are good. This is working. Why did I even use a cauldron? I'm just gonna use glass. We don't really need a cauldron here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that means we can now send a signal. Well, we have one part of sending a signal over to the cannon. And we can switch anvil mode on and off. Alright, so now we just need to build the receiver and fix the item destroyer down there. And then we should be good. Do I have glass on me? No. Grabbing some. Alright, I'm over at the cannon now, and yeah, I'm putting in these glass dividers we needed to ensure the cannon blowing up even more. Not blown up. No, don't jinx it. We're ensuring that the cannon cannot blow up even more. And yeah, it was already really safe, but there is freak incidents that can happen, and sometimes the TNT really could get misaligned here. But yeah, that happened, I don't know, with a chance of 1 in 10,000. But still, you know, we wanna yeah, not have any chance here, and yeah, that's why we're gonna get the glass in here. Up to there, here, and this. Yeah, that completes that bit. Exactly, yeah. Okay, we have these dividers here now. Nice. And now we pretty much need to do the same thing here at these dividers. Because yeah, as I said before, the TNT comes flying here, lands down there on these trapdoor conveyor belts, and then gets transported somewhere else. And yeah, therefore we need to make sure it really lands on there every time. The secret to completing any complex redstone build is just apply the basic principles of engineering, right? You have a complex system, but you break it down into individual bits and pieces and simpler parts to fully understand it, and in the end you just put your individual parts together and it makes something. Here it's also several parts, right? We got the targeting array, we got this area here, which is pretty much a randomizer, down below those rails. And we got the different TNT tubers, we got the barrel, which I haven't showed you by the way, which is quite interesting in case you wonder where the stuff even flies out. So we got this glass structure here. In the middle we have some snow, right, powdered snow, and we have two holes here. This hole here will actually eject the anvil, and in the hole above, the 100 TNT that flies with the anvil is ejected. So the only thing that needs to be exposed from this cannon is pretty much here, from here and upwards. So just this, technically just these two holes, because yeah, it gets literally flung out there in hyperspeed, and it's a straight line, so you could hide this completely in a mountain, just have these two tiny holes poking out somewhere. Yeah, now at the moment we're concerned with sending a wireless signal over. We have everything prepared over at the arena, so if you want to send a signal to somewhere, right, obviously that area needs to be able to receive the signal. And what does that mean? Well, of course, we need chunk loading, because if you want to send a signal to something that is not loaded at all, it will not receive it. So to be able to receive something, this needs to be chunk loaded. And also, of course, you know, the cannon can only fire if it is loaded. If no player is here, it is not loaded, right? So we'll be playing over at the arena, so this needs to be remotely loaded, and we do that with chunk loading, of course. And yeah, this is the standard chunk loader by Dark. I've been using that for years. The standard setup, just a hopper minecart there, glitched into the block with a hopper pointing into this dispenser, and you have a lever on the side with the torch there, and here the detector rail. That's the basic design. I show you the other side again in case you don't know this design yet. We have to protect the other side because nobody can mess with those portals. Dangerous. But if we quickly look at it, it's quite interesting here. So we know if you have a chunk loader in a chunk, it loads this chunk in a 3x3 around it. So if we look up a little bit, you can see this portal here is just sitting in the corner of this chunk. So we're loading this chunk and a 3x3 around it. So that means we're loading up to here, 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 and here, here, here. This whole thing. And in those 3x3 chunks, we actually are entity processing. What does that mean? Well, you know, an entity would, for example, be lit TNT. And yeah, it would only be calculated if it's fully loaded, right? So here, in this case, we could get away with two chunk loaders to load the whole cannon. Although, though, the whole structure is not fully covered in the 3x3. Here's a good example. So we load up to exactly here. That covers everything, and you can see below, here's the chunk border, right? So this chunk here, we don't fully load anymore. In this chunk, no entity processing is happening, but redstone gets still processed, right? So if you go down a little bit further, it's quite interesting. Here we see our line of TNT, and here's the chunk border, right here, at this block border. So that means with the TNT being duped and falling down and being flung over there into the slime conveyors for the TNT, it's no problem because we're still entity processing here. If it would be one block over, we would have needed one more portal loader to keep the whole cannon loaded. But yeah, the way it played out here now, really cool. Man, and the killer tomatoes are back. Really cool. We only need two portals here. And of course they have two functions. Well, make it possible to even receive a signal. We will build a receiver over there. And secondly, of course, make it possible to fire cannons if nobody's there. So yeah, if we're going through here now, it's also quite interesting. As you see, right, these portals are super tightly packed together in the overworld. But here in the nether, interestingly enough, we're gonna use one portal. As they are so close together. One of the minecarts come through on this side, one comes through on the other side. And yeah, I brought some blocks though, because yeah, we need to protect this portal here a little bit and make sure no hermits mess with it. So yeah, let me get to that. Yep, I think that should be sufficient. I cannot have the glass wall going all the way down because the minecarts need to be able to, yeah, be in this block a little bit so they burn properly. But yeah, I got enough signs there. I hope if you break, you fix. Don't mess with this portal. Scar, don't you dare. And then on the other side, of course, as well. You know, don't go through here. Danger. No touchy. Danger. Big boom. Green. No. Okay, I think we covered the most dangerous angles here. So let's go through real quick. I have one chunk loader running here on the side. The other one I was just checking on. Where did we come through? Here. Okay, yeah. Just need to distribute my minecarts real quick. Okay, let's put one here. Another one in there. Okay. I was just doing some final testing. And now this should be running. Let's quickly turn it off here. This is the main switch. Yeah, it doesn't matter if the minecart gets bumped a little bit. But who did that? Was that me or did the slimes do that? Stupid slime. Anyways, let's turn it on and see if everything works. Yeah, this is looking good. Yeah, I think we're successfully loading both chunks. And we can go through, check it out on the nether side. It's pretty cool how it all works. Synchronized nicely. You can see, right, minecarts coming through on both sides, being broken by yeah, the fire right away, and then go back into the hopper and get reused, and this way we keep the area loaded. So now I'm gonna close it off. As I said, I cannot have glass blocks here really. That would make it so it can break, because the minecarts cannot really freely nicely move here. Even if I place one here, it can break it. So yeah, but this should be good. Alright, I got the receiver built. You know this design already. This is by To He developed that quite some time ago, but you know, still a really yeah, unlimited range wireless receiver setup that is great. So yeah, let's test it pretty much. We need to see if we can transfer a signal from over at the arena to here, and I guess to visualize that. So yeah, if this block gets moved over by one, we know we got a power coming into this lamp and you know, receive the signal. That should be it. It should be conclusive test. Okay, let's switch the receiver on, and at the same time the chunk loading grid also fires up. And there's no issues here, right? This is all working fine. No minecarts end up in the wrong portals or anything. Yep. Very good. Okay. This is running, so let's head over to the arena real quick and press our button. And see if we get that piston extended there. That would mean we are pretty much 90% there. Then we just need to hook up a timer to the cannon. That should be easy peasy. Okay, aiming here. Oh, by the way, I changed how it is set up now. This dropper is facing downwards into the cauldron. And now it works just fine. No glass needed also. This is nice and compact. Okay. Yep. We did send a signal, so that triggered. So now let's head back over to the receiver and see if the stone block got pushed over by one, and then we can be happy. If not, we gotta look. But yeah, this setup was always very reliable and I don't foresee any issues with it. Yay! Look at that. Ta-da! Okay, we wirelessly transported the signal over here and actually managed to have this piston push over and move this block there. Perfect. Very, 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 very good. We can turn that off again. Yeah, so what's missing now to make it rain steel on our playing field over there? Very simple. We load the thing now, we can send a signal, so now we just need a timer, and I'd say about roughly every 3 minutes or so we shoot an anvil, and then when the timer runs off we need to send a signal up there into the randomizer bit we got going on. Hey, I still have some dirt helper blocks there. Yuck. Yeah, I need to remove them when I work up there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it, right? As I told you, here's the input for the randomizer over here on that rail. Where was it? Down here. It's so dense and compact, everything. Could barely find anything. Okay, here. Right. Yep. So here, this rail. So we just need a tower of to get the signal up, and pretty much etho clock. Yeah. All right, and here we go. Standard etho hopper clock, and it's switched off at the moment because this redstone block is pushed here. So before this was a stone block, now it is a redstone block. If another signal comes through, this gets extended, sends a quick pulse, and this block will be pulled and the clock will start running. And then periodically, via this line I just finally connected, we'll send a signal all the way up here and hit our track here, which is the randomizer track. Pretty much. And yeah, that means if we activate this now, no worries, nothing will happen, but that means now our cannon is ready to play some Anvil TCG. And I guess, you know, at the moment I have 3 stacks in there. So the formula to calculate how much time that actually is divide by 0.8. So 1 stack means about 80 seconds. So, you know, 240 seconds in between shots. Pretty alright, but for testing now, I think I will take these 2 out, and this will give us 80 seconds roughly in between shots if we trigger Anvil mode. Okay, double checking again that everything is going fine with our portals. That is my main concern. Just want to make sure it really works, because if one of them breaks, obviously we have an issue here. But yeah, I'm thinking our receiver is good. This will be some crazy anticipation. Okay, let's test it. Let's test it. Just go over here and turn on Anvil mode, and then we have to wait roughly about 80 seconds or so, maybe a little bit longer, and then an anvil should be flung towards us. So here goes nothing. Turning on Anvil mode. The cannon should be remotely loaded now. And the etho hopper clock should actually be running. I mean, we have enough time to rush over there and check if the clock is running. But I'm pretty sure, you know, we can see immediately if the redstone block is pulled out, and then we go back over. Yep, redstone block is pulled back. Okay, this thing is running and independently doing its thing. Let's bail. Let's get back over here. Okay, and now we have to stand here in anticipation. Oh, wait, let's set the spawn here just in case. Oh, okay, yes, Anvil landed here. Nice, in a randomized spot. Yo, that almost got us. Okay. Now we sit here in anticipation for another hit. That would mean the cannon didn't blow up. But technically, if this anvil made it here already, chances are the cannon is very fine, because if it blows up, you know, anvil will not make it to here. Oh man, this is exciting. Okay. We actually managed to launch an anvil from over there without a player being there, and we can remotely activate it. Oh man, this adds another edge to the whole game. You know, house rules gonna be, take off your uniform when you play here. Oh! Yes, take off your armor when you play here. Alright, so far we had hits on this side, but yeah, we should definitely also see hits on the other side. And in theory, I think we could also add a hit this power chart here and delete it. Maybe I can program the cannon. No, there cannot be any safe spots. And of course, is one of the buttons is hit now, the anvil would also break. Let's sleepy sleep. Sleepy sleep. Okay. Alright, let's see if another anvil lands here somewhere soon. And then we can go ahead and turn it off again. That is also a crucial moment, if that will work. Switch. Whoa! Okay! Okay! It's working, it's working. Okay, okay. Now, let's send a signal over there. Turn off the anvils. In theory, after you turn it off, one more anvil should come over here. And then, now, we can definitely or should use pre-damaged anvil maybe if we play with anvil modes, so they just, disappear. Although it's pretty cool when they land here on the playing field on top. So let's see if another shot arrives here. Let's wait a little bit. If not, yeah, it depends in which state the clock is at the moment. If there's another shot coming out, if you turn off or not, Oh! What? 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 Are you kidding me? What are the chances of this happening? I mean, we can calculate it. The chances would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 9 times 21. 1 divided 9 times 21. So you do the math. Are you kidding me? That is crazy. But yeah, I was expecting one more anvil. So now... It actually hit us. What? That is... oh my god. But, confirmation this thing works. Okay, now we come over here. And now we should hopefully see the redstone block being pushed out again. Yes! Beautiful. The setup is switched off. Yeah. And we were running it with 1. So, I think I'm gonna put 3 in there. That gives us 3 times 80 seconds, 240 seconds. That is 4 minutes, I guess, if my math is correct, in between shots. That seems to be alright for TCG. But we might have to fiddle around with it a little bit. And see, some games are short. And then one thing that would be interesting as well. I assume, the anvil takes the damage from landing, not from the explosion. So we should be able to build a machine or something that reliably damages anvils for us. And then we can load it into the cannon and the anvils would actually disappear on impact then, if you want that too. So you leave no trace pretty much. But yeah, this is, this randomizer anvil mode is meant, for hermits. Then eventually, people will find out I'm trying to anvil them when they play here, right? So when it's introduced a little bit, we then can introduce TCG anvil mode. And people can play under that rules. Talking about playing TCG, by the way, right? Semi-finals versus ESO is still up. But I don't think we will do that in this episode. It's gonna happen next week. Because there were some other hermits still catching up with their quarterfinal matches. But if I'm not mistaken, last time I was reading up, I think everybody caught up now. Yeah, but there's no more additional anvils here. And we also have our signals here synchronized. We're off. And that means over there should be off too. When the light is on, we're playing with anvil mode. We're not going to put a sign there yet. So, this stays a little bit secret. You know the first rule of Anvil Club? You don't talk about Anvil Club. here and there I like to give you a look behind the scenes as well, so you just see what's going on there. And yeah, here you can see a few of the prototypes that went into actually building the cannon. Down there the TCG arena is completely obliterated. Funny. And this was a copy of the Hermitcraft server once and then turned into an experimental server. Yeah, but here you can see the first really working prototypes of the cannon. I don't want to fire that thing now. I don't know how ready it is. But yeah, here you can see the grid you can aim at with this particular cannon setup is actually way bigger than the area we have, you know, around our arena there. Well, it's 9 by 21, but actually the cannon can cover a way bigger grid, and you could easily increase that too. So there's that. And yeah, this was the first working prototype. We were shooting over there and then measuring stuff out, you know, tracking things. And here then is a smaller prototype, which we then adjusted to the playing field size, which was still bigger. Here in this version, for example, you can see the playing field just sits in the middle, and we're thinking maybe if there's some spectators, you know, we can catch them sitting around the arena as well. It's also an option. But yeah, as you see here, this version is also heavily color coded still, and gives a better overview though of the individual bits and pieces. For example, the pink here, right, shows you, or magenta shows you that's a duper, and the white is one, and the green bits, blue is signal transmission, and so on, and randomizer bits later. So yeah, but as you can see, it takes many tries to build cannons like that, copying it over, trying different layouts. This was another layout that maybe was the idea. It gets smaller over time because you have different ideas, right, and gets better a little bit. And then you look at individual duper segments here. This is a stacked TNT duper, for example. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, different prototypes, right? And this is how these things are developed. It doesn't just come about from, you know, overnight. It takes many iterations and a lot of days of trial and error and so on. It's funny, there's all kinds of weird bits, you know. Here, for example, you remember that one? I built this when I was challenging Scar, you know, and it has the redstone bits below with the TNT scare. This is the walking goat. And then over there in the arena, right, we just copied some stuff in here. You can see, for example, the old arena where I had to duel with Scar is still half there. And yeah, here obviously the current arena. And then over there, here these glass blocks we used to measure things out and you know, to make sure we're aiming at the right spots and figure out the zero line of the cannon. And then yeah, here it is. That's the actual prototype and design. We pretty much used exactly like this over yeah, on the Hermitcraft server then. Here it's built from black concrete though, and so on, but some small differences design wise and look wise and so on. But yeah, that is what then actually made it onto the Hermitcraft server, going through many iterations. And yeah, back there you can see more iterations, some more testing. Then when the cannon finally was built, I copied it over again, you know, but this time just taking a Lightmatic over on the Hermitcraft server and pasting it here on the creative servers, and there we could do some more troubleshooting. See, one blew up back there completely. This one is also, this one we managed to fix, this one doesn't work at all. So, you know, it looks cool when it works then, but the way there is definitely a bumpy road. And oh yeah, here, those were the basic ideas for the randomizers then up here, which was added later down the road, and then here integrated into the control panel, which then was attached eventually to the cannon down below, right? And you can see it sitting here. Yep. So this is how it goes. A little look behind the scenes. Alright, I'm up here at the old platform, and there's still all kinds of stuff around these chests here. I mean, I've been cleaning out bits and bobs here and there whenever I had some time, but man, oh, there's still a lot of stuff up here, I'm realizing. Yeah, I want to clean up now, finally, as this thing is above the farm and by now also straight above the arena, right? It was blocking some of the beacons that we used to indicate points. And also, now as we have the cannon in place, you know, I don't want people to think, okay, funny, he's just dropping anvils from above there, from this platform. No, no, no. This will really take away from the effect, right? Over there sits the cannon. Man, you know, from here we can actually... Oh, man, I love this platform. You just have such a nice overview over all things perimeter. Ta-da! Ta-da! What's over there? Ta-da! You know, keep an eye out on the crazy people around you. Make sure they are not up to any shenanigans. So it is a beautiful spot up here. But yeah, it's time to give it up and finally clean up. There's all kinds of gear I have here. I think that's from end busting. What's that? Oh, here there are. I was there's another. What? That's of Tango? What's going on here? Okay, here's another shovel. That's actually good. Another axe. Alright. Okay, and I think I bought them from Joe Hills. Didn't they have a bed here? Or yeah. Nice. Yeah, lots of memory up here. So yeah, we want to preserve the wall, man. The wall was cool. You know, this was our guideline when we were doing the whole perimeter project with the world eater and all. So I'm thinking I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. And then we put this hole into a shulker box and we shall rebuild it somewhere over there in the Hall of Goat. Because, yeah, it's just, real Hermitcraft history creating the perimeter down there. Yeah, with the world eater. Okay, and then here, this is our fully automated potion brewer. Okay, this is also still loaded. Okay, not too much nether wart in there, although there's a hopper below probably. Okay. Oh, blaze powder. Alright. Yeah, we probably will have to build a proper potion brewing setup again. And then, oh god, our very first furnace array we used here. That can go for sure. I mean, there's not... Oh, there's some nice XP in here. Oh yeah. Oh wow, okay, that was just perfect. Wait, I wanted to fix up my pickaxe here anyways. Let's do that. Yeah, there's some good energy amounts in here. Oh man, yeah, good enough to fix up the netherite pickaxe like completely. Okay, some stuff was cooked in here. So yeah, I clean up a little bit. That is a job that finally needs to be taken care of. Bought a bunch of shulkers here and then we just, you know, toss it into the sorting system and we're happy with it.
Hello, Doc.
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. This place is cool.
Thank you. Glad you like it. Glad you like it. So, yeah, it's my TCG arena. Anyways, why I called you, you know, I have to play ESO in the TCG semi-finals.
Ah, yes, yes.
So
you're gonna win, right?
I hope. You know, ESO has very rare nemesis. Nemesi. But you're one of them. So
I have become one of them, yeah.
Yes. So I was thinking, you know, I wanted to try out my TCG deck against you to sharpen my wits when I play ESO.
Okay. You know I suck at TCG, Red. I'm good at PvP.
No, you can't say that. You have to say you're the bestest at TCG.
Okay.
As well. You know, it's
yeah. I'm great at everything.
All right. But before that, there are some house rules here at the arena, by the way.
Okay. What's the rules?
You cannot play with your gear on. Elytra allowed, though, in case you have to fly. I mean.
Okay. Do you have an ender chest?
Here, you can put it. Here is your chest.
But I need my deck as well.
Oh, yeah, ender chest is here.
Up. There we go.
Oh, wait. Crap, yeah, I need my chest as well. Where did... Oh, no, I have it in my deck build. Wait, I'll be right back. One secundo. This way. Oh, stand still. I'm watching her with my cam account. Oh no, she's hopping around. Crap, she moved last second. I think she heard some explosion above her. Crap. Oh no! What do you
What
mean?
is this? What
Nothing?
is this?
Nothing?
Did you miss? Because you did miss.
Uh,
Did you aim it? What happened? Where did it come from?
I don't know. I have nothing to do. I just got my TCG deck and can't find it for some reason.
Came from the void. It just...
Weird. It's probably a
That is
bit
so
dangerous
weird.
to play here in my arena.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find my cards. I'm sorry. I have them somewhere in my sorting system. Maybe we can play later.
It's okay.
All
You were
right.
just going to hit me with an anvil anyway.
What?
I want to give you more chances.
And
You gotta go hit Etho. You just save up.
I didn't do anything. It appeared out of thin air.
I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Don't be mad at me, okay? I didn't
I
do anything
know.
though.
Yeah. Maybe I'll retaliate someday.
Oh.
Just keep an eye out.
Oh man.
Bye, Doc.
Bye. I'm not scared of her. Not at all. No, I'm not scared of her. Oh man, I can't believe it. It was so close. She was moving all the time, jumping, and then she stands still here for a few seconds, like literally 5 seconds, and 1 second or half a second before the anvil drops, she moves over and avoids it. Oh man. Yeah, moving target. That just goes to show, when we really want to use this efficiently, we need to get people when they're playing here and maybe thinking a bit and not hopping about so much. Jam was just waiting for me, moving target, but it was so close. Hey, but I'm not scared of her. Nope. We'll get one of these hermits one of these days, but Jam would have been glorious. But now she's probably gonna be, suspicious at least. I don't think she really knows for sure what happened here. So, question is, will we get her to play again in this arena here? Well, anyways, guys, as promised though, I want to address the comment of this week's episode, and hopefully we make this a tradition for the coming weeks and for the future. This was one comment I saw quite a lot, and it's here by Mr. Pumped Gin and so on. Complicated name. Is that German? Mr. Pumped Gin der Pfahler? I don't know. Anyways, comment says, I can imagine that this coordinate system might be useful to recreate a board game Battleship in Minecraft. Maybe pair it up with an armor stand to use the ships. Someone who knows his redstone could definitely polish this idea. There might be much easier ways to do it or to build it, but this would be much cooler using the cannon setup. So, of course. I don't know. I think this comment was there like dozens of times where people said, man, this is literally battleships, right? I mean, you can cover an arena and you have this nice selection port. So if you do that, I don't know if doing it with the cannons would be complete overkill. I mean, you could easily build a cannon that could hit a huger area. You know, one cannon that hits 2 playing fields. I already thought about it when I saw the comments about Battleship, and maybe we can attempt it. There might be also easier ways to do it, actually. You know, the platform above is gone, but just think about it. Having a platform above, and if you use the decoding and selection system we used in the cannon, you could easily open certain spots at the platform above where we just have anvils stacked, and then, you know, you select, boom, anvil drops. Now the other question is, and that would also require some testing, what do you use to symbolize your ships? Because the problem is, for example, some people suggested maybe anvil stands would be a good thing or so. Armors just fall through anvil stands. They wouldn't, anvil stands, armor stands. They wouldn't do any damage there. So we cannot use armor stands. But yeah, feel free to post some ideas, and then I might actually attempt to build Battleship as a mini game, which would be fun. And most likely then, if we do it, we probably should do it with cannons. Doesn't have to be a massive one like we have over there. That's you know, we have a huge distance to gap when we shoot from here to the arena. But we could also have the playing field for Battleship. Maybe it would of course be a bit bigger than the arena floor here, and then have the cannon sitting close by, and then you can still precisely aim and shoot anvils in these spots. Question is only, what do we use for the boats, right? That would require some testing. I mean, what can be smashed by anvils? I mean, technically you could have maybe maps there, right, and have them sitting on item frames like that. That would be maybe a thing. Or you literally use item frames and we use some of our texture pack tools to be able to make them look a bit better or so. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe you guys have a better idea. Looking forward to read your comments. And yeah, if you also want to be featured in the comment of the week, you know, shoot away. As I said, you can also ask some stuff about myself, or yeah, whatever you feel like. Not has to be related always to the game here, of course. Alright, so yeah, with that said, I say thank you so much. Close shot there with Gem. Next time we'll get her. Hopefully she's not coming for revenge. And yeah, you make sure to leave a like, subscribe, do all the things that, you know, a good YouTube viewer does. Alright, see you next time. Bye guys!